Bonjour, comment allez-vous? J'espère que tout va bien avec vous. Je m'appelle Kaustub. My name is Kaustub. I'm a teacher. Enseigner, ça me passionne beaucoup. And today we are going to talk about how to prepare or how to plan your studies for the TEF Canada exam. So let's get started. How much effort is required? Okay. Especially if you're a beginner in French, selon moi, au moins 9 à 12 mois. So basically, according to me, minimum 9 to 12 months if you are just starting in French. Okay. This timeline of 9 to 12 months is only possible if, and it's a big if, remember, if you can study 2 to 3 hours on an average for first 3 months, and then you can study like 4 to 5 hours on an average for the last 5 to 6 months. Some people write to me if it's possible to clear this exam with a sufficient score in 4 months or 5 months or something like that. I understand why you're asking those questions, right? Maybe you are going to lose some points because of your birthday or something like that. But trust me, it's not possible. Why? Because it's a natural language. Natural languages need retention, right? And retention means you need to retain all the vocabulary, all the concepts. B2, it takes generally 18 months to 2 years. So we are already talking about cutting down the duration by 50%. So if you can do this in 8 to 9 months or 9 to 12 months, it's still a great achievement. And trust me, it is easier said than done. I've been conducting this course for TEF Canada preparation for about 10 students, and only about one third of students are putting that effort that is required. And it's not surprising because I understand how difficult it is, right? I have gone through that grind, and it's not simple. It's not easy. It's very easy to say, like, yeah, 3 hours a day or 5 hours a day. But trust me, we are adults. We are not in high school anymore. So we have our life, we have our career, full-time job, family responsibilities. We have pandemic amongst us. So it's much more easier said than done to get this done in 9 months. People have this conflicting information available on internet that maybe TCF Canada is simpler than TEF Canada, and maybe somebody has cleared this test in 4 to 5 months. Be it TCF Canada, TEF Canada, IELTS, TOEFL. These exams are designed in such a manner that they will find out your actual level in French or in case of IELTS in English, right? You cannot cheat in these exams. Like you cannot have actual level as A2 and still somehow manage to score a B2 level score in the TEF Canada. It's not going to happen. Maybe you can prove me wrong. You can do this in 3 months by studying 14 hours a day, but those will be exceptional scenarios, right? I mean, analogy would be Amir Khan, right? Amir Khan for a particular movie, let's say Dangal, puts on like 50, 60 kg of weight in 2 months and then develops an 8 pack of abs in like 2 months. Yeah, he did it, right? We have seen those videos. But can I do it? No, I can't. I have family, I have a job, I have a career, I have other things to do in life. I cannot be Amir Khan. I cannot be doing gym for 6 hours a day. So put things in perspective, okay? I'm talking to you because I have given this exam twice, TEF Canada test. First time I scored about B2, second time I scored around B2 plus and C1. And I know how difficult it is. Even after having the advantage of Spanish, it still took me humongous effort for 6 to 7 months to do that, right? Don't look for shortcuts. I've given you a lot of reality check so far. So now let's talk about the good stuff. First and foremost, let's get the motivation right. So the motivation, why are we doing this? Immigration. Yes, itself is a very strong reason to go through this grind. It worked for me. Okay, I was extremely focused, extremely motivated. But immigration in itself is not sufficient. You need more, okay? Because if you just think about immigration and learn French for that, it's gonna get daunting at some point of time. It will be too much pressure. So remember, French is the fifth most spoken language in the world. It's beautiful. C'est une langue très belle, okay? The most romantic and musical language out there, according to me, anyway. Learning French will improve your career prospects. It will improve you as a person, and it's a lot of fun. This challenge is very difficult. It's going to be very difficult at times. So you need to make sure that you are having some fun, okay? Fall in love with the language. Take pride in speaking it correctly. Listen to French music. Even if you don't understand it, that's okay. Just use it to fall in love with the language. Enjoying your studies is very important. I would like to invite you to join our student community, Les Francophones. So now let's talk about the all important study plan. I recommend this plan strongly to all my students in my official TEF Canada course and also to all the viewers of my channel. This plan will help you to go from being an absolute beginner to attain level B2, which is a minimum requirement to get a significant CRS benefit. So, how to plan your studies? Step number one, get your pronunciations correct. This is where you begin. You must be able to read out loud the French sounds correctly. If you observe, the French script is very similar to English, right? The alphabets look familiar, A, B, C, D, but they do not sound the same. By example, A in English, in French it is A. So this is very important. You must start with this because if you pronounce correct, you will listen correct. Your ear will start recognizing the sounds correctly. It's like when you start your tennis lessons, okay? The first thing they teach you is to correctly grip the racket. They don't teach you how to hit the forehand or backhand or something like that. First few days, they teach you how to grip the racket. Because if you don't get that right in the beginning, you will never be able to hit a perfect forehand or backhand. Same thing goes with pronunciations. You must get this right in the beginning. I have seen students who don't pay attention to this and they think that they will correct this later. That never happens. You learn grammar, you learn how to write and all other things, but you never get your pronunciations right. They will stay incorrect forever, and that will cost you points, that will cost you marks in the exam. So get this right, okay? And that is why if you see my TEF Canada preparation series on YouTube, I have devoted first 6 videos just for this particular topic. We use Devanagari script to explain the sounds, so I think that helps students, especially students from the subcontinent. And also there are pronunciation patterns in French which will help you get the sounds correct. Follow the first 6 videos from our series, or there are a few more videos on YouTube or internet. For example, Alexa French has a really good playlist for this part. This is where you start, step number 1. This is an extremely useful playlist on YouTube, which I recommend to all my students. Even if you do not understand the entire content, they have used subtitles in English and French. Just listening to the sounds in the beginning will give you an idea how to pronounce them. So follow this playlist, highly recommended. Step number 2, start the grammar basics. Okay, you need to understand the structure, how the sentences are organized in French. Subject, verb, object, gender, plurality, then articles, then certain extremely important verbs like être, avoir, aller, venir, and then certain basic prepositions like a, de. After that, you move on to regular er ending verbs, present tense, that is conjugations in present tense like parler, chanter, like those. To study in detail, you should now get the grammar book. Practice makes perfect, complete French grammar, which we refer to as the grammar book in our course. And I believe this is one of the best books that you can find for learning French grammar. So get that book, study these topics from that book, and as I said, follow the B. Barter's TEF preparation series to get the order of topics correct. I have seen this problem with many French institutes. They don't order the topics correctly, and that creates a hindrance in your learning. So pay attention to that. Step number 3, start Duolingo. This will supplement your grammar learning efforts. Okay, it's a fantastic application. You should spend at least half an hour every day. That will help you to get familiarized with the language. Listening will improve, and also it gives you a lot of confidence because it is designed in such a manner that you get most of the answers correct. Okay, so it gives a boost to your confidence, which is very important in the beginning. Step number 4, continue studying the French grammar. I like to focus on grammar. Generally, people say that one should immerse themselves in the language, try to watch movies and follow some podcasts or something like that. I don't really believe in that much, purely because the timeline that we are targeting, right? we are targeting this stringent timeline of 8 to 9 months or whatever, 9 to 12 months. Okay, so that approach of immersing yourself in the language, it takes its own natural time. I would highly recommend to attack the grammar primarily first. Okay, that will help you to reach your objective in the shortest possible time. Again, recommended resources are same: the TEF Canada preparation series on YouTube by my channel BBarters. You should now be targeting up to video number 30, and you continue using the grammar book, that is Tata McGraw-Hill's Practice Makes Perfect Complete French Grammar. Step number 5. Now that you have finished some basic grammar, you understand the structure, you have been studying Duolingo every day, now you are familiarized with the language. Now you start with the, what we call it as, happiness book. It's Édito. So Édito is a textbook. Maybe not a lot of people know that. Primarily, people know other textbooks such as Connexion or Saison. But I genuinely feel that this is the best textbook out there for learning French. Surprisingly, all these textbooks, whether it's Saison, Édito, or Connexion, are published by the same publisher. So, yeah, still, Édito is probably the best, definitely according to me. So, now it's time to start studying all the 4 modules of the exam, that is reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Okay, start with Édito A1, then go on to Édito A2, and then eventually finish with Édito B1. You do not need to study Édito B2, to be honest, because by the time you finish B1, we will move on to exam specific preparation. So you just need to finish A1, A2, and B1. Now beware of the fact that these are long books. Okay, so usually it takes time. Each book should take at least 2 to 3 months for you to finish them with regular studies that we have discussed earlier. My personal opinion, and based on my experiences, do not use Saison 3, do not use Saison series at all. It's an overkill, very poorly designed, specifically for certain areas. I won't go into details, but take it from somebody who has given TEF Canada twice. Use Édito. You will find a video in our TEF Canada preparation series, why and how to use Édito book. It will help you in understanding how to best utilize this particular happiness book. All these links are provided in the video description. Step number 6. Now continue grammar, Duolingo, and Édito all in parallel. Okay. Remember, we have to restrict ourselves to limited number of books and applications. I prefer only doing 2 or 3 of them and do them correctly rather than keep on accumulating books after books and tools after tools or applications after applications. So my mantra: continue grammar, Duolingo, Édito parallelly. Okay. Find a study partner. Quite important, very important, to be honest, because it's a grind otherwise, right? To do that much amount of study every day consistently for 6 to 8 months or whatever, 9 to 12 months, it's not easy. Okay, you might lose the effectiveness. Okay, you might actually be sitting for those many hours, but effectively you might not be studying more than 1 or 2 hours. Okay, to avoid that from happening, I genuinely believe you should find a study partner. Again, I would say that while you are doing this grammar, Duolingo, and Édito in parallel, you should follow the TEF preparation series on YouTube by BBarters, our channel, for getting the order of topics correct. Now, along with the first grammar book, we use another grammar book, again by Tata McGraw-Hill, called as Practice Makes Perfect Sentence Builder. We use this book in our program for certain topics, so I suggest that you get that book and refer it for those certain topics as mentioned in our YouTube series. This book will again come handy when you need to revise the grammar. So these are the 2 grammar books I'm talking about. First one is the Complete French Grammar by Tata McGraw-Hill, and second is Sentence Builder. These are the best grammar books you can find for French. Step number 7. Now you start the Duolingo stories. It's a fantastic learning exercise. It improves your listening, improves your vocabulary, and most importantly, they are so much fun. Step number 8. Now finish the grammar and do it again. So, like I said, once you finish all the topics from Tata McGraw Hill, complete French grammar, that's the book number one, you need to now revise the entire grammar again using the second book, that is Sentence Builder. You might have to repeat this whole process of revising the grammar 2 or 3 times during your journey of 9 to 12 months, because you do forget certain things, so it's always good to revise everything. First revision is quicker, second revision is even more quicker, so it doesn't take a long time. Step number 9. Now you need to finish Édito A1, Édito A2, and Édito B1. You have been doing Édito as we explained, but this is the milestone where you finish all 3 Éditos. So you reach till B1 level in Édito, which is very close to B2 again, because Édito gives you a lot of vocab in B1. Always make notes while you are studying Édito books, and very importantly, use pen and paper to take notes. And your notes should be such that they are easy to revise before the exam, like 1 week before the exam or something like that. Okay, so put some thought while you are making those notes. Pen and paper. Don't get used to digital mediums, because no matter which TEF version you are taking, either it's eTEF or normal TEF, the written part of the test always happens on pen and paper, and you need to get used to it, okay, from the beginning. You should not be using Google Docs or Microsoft Word or Excel sheets or any such thing for taking your notes. Use pen and paper. Also, I have found this incredibly effective. Once you write down stuff, it's easy to remember it, be it vocab, be it grammar concepts, whatever. So write it down. That will help you with the memory retention part. Step number 10, you need to finish Duolingo. Okay, the entire French tree in your Duolingo application and all the stories. There are like at least 200 stories. So finish them all. Do not repeat Duolingo. Okay, it's only a supplementary tool. That's all it is. Duolingo is much more important in the beginning few months than in the end. So once you finish the entire Duolingo tree and all the stories, that's about it. Step number 11. Now this is about a month or so before the exam. You should start TEF Canada exam specific preparation. How do you do that? You should go and buy the TEF preparation module on prepmyfuture.com. This will enable you to simulate the exam experience. Okay, they have some model tests which are exactly the same as they come in your ETF when you give the ETF exam in the actual center, at the actual center. You also get an idea of your possible score when you attempt this sample test on prepmyfuture.com. Okay, that's very important. You also must buy TEF specific books for taking few more sample tests. I would say 2 of them are available in Prep My Future. Then these books will give you 4 more, so 6 to 8 sample tests, more than good enough. And you get used to the format and you make necessary adjustments that according to the exam pattern. So this is extremely vital part of your preparation. Remember, this should happen 1 month before the exam, when you have your French level somewhere near to B2. Again, please follow our channel BBarters and specifically our TEF preparation series on YouTube. I will be uploading exam preparation videos, how to prepare for reading test, listening test, writing test and speaking test, specifically for those modules. And subscribe to the channel so that whenever I upload those videos, you will get a notification for the same. These are the 2 TEF preparation books I was talking about. They are available on Amazon. The links are given in the video description for your reference. Step number 12, and this is the final step. Few weeks before the exam, you need to find someone qualified to practice the speaking test and get your writing samples corrected. Okay. Now that person could be a native speaker, your teacher, a guide like myself, someone who can correct your mistakes and improve your fluency in language. If in case no such person or institute is available, then find a friend, a study partner, and yeah, you can basically help each other, like you can correct your partner's mistakes and vice versa. HelloTalk is an application which will help you find native speakers for language exchange. Okay, I have used it for Spanish and for French, and it has helped me a lot. I found some incredible people who went out of their way to help me with my preparation. Again, we will have in our TF Canada preparation series on YouTube, we'll have videos specifically for speaking, specifically for written test. So look out for those. That's about it. This is our 12-point study plan to go from being an absolute beginner to having a B2 level or nearly B2 level in French, and then you are ready. If you do all of these things, you're ready for your success in TF Canada test. Okay, before we conclude, let's quickly cover what not to do. Okay, please stop collecting tons and tons of study material. I have seen this obsession with certain people. They want to collect as much as study material they can. They keep on asking this on forums, online, on emails, right? All the time. You don't need all that. Use only 2-3 books that you like, maybe 1 or 2 applications. I would highly recommend that the books we talked about and Duolingo, those are more than sufficient if you take my word. Do not join institutes which prepare you for DELF. I have seen this tendency that some of these students that I know, they know that their objective is immigration, but they still end up doing courses which are meant for DELF. DELF is a complete different exam than TEF, okay? These institutes, they take their own sweet time to prepare you for DELF, and that will not match your timeline. One more tendency which I must talk about, because I'm from India and we do this. Do not try to kid yourself, or do not try to think that it's okay if you don't study too much in the beginning and you will cover up 10 days before the exam or 2 weeks before the exam by studying 12 hours a day or 10 hours a day. It's not going to work here. It is not going to work. You need consistent effort for 8 to 9 months if you are starting from A0. That's the only truth. So we talked about what not to do. Let's talk about what to do. Focus on yourself, okay? There is a tendency that whenever we have such challenge for an exam or a competitive exam, we look for trainers, we look for institutes, we look for courses, and in case of foreign language, we look for native speakers. I went through this, okay? I was looking for help. Can I find a good teacher? Can I find a native speaker? Maybe I'll pay whatever amount of money I need to. Remember, and I've learned this in a hard way, when it comes to this TF Canada preparation, you are the most important person in this whole adventure, okay? And I tell this to my students who have joined my TF Canada course, that 85% is you, only 15% is me. I'm like a guide. Never lose sight of this fact that it's all about you. Nobody's gonna come and do it for you. Take advice from people who have given this exam. I have given it twice, so good that you're already watching this video. Keep track of your progress. Plan milestones. So I usually used to have Excel sheets. For example, when I was studying Édito A1, I had created an Excel sheet and planned that every 2 days I'll finish one chapter. And every time I used to finish one chapter, I used to put the date there. Okay, I finished it today. Pat yourself on the back after achieving a milestone. For example, finishing Édito A1 or finishing the Duolingo tree, stuff like that. So have milestones. Okay, you cannot sustain this effort for 8 months only to get some success after 8 months. Find a study partner. I cannot emphasize enough on this. Hopefully with a similar objective. In the end, all I can say is that it's going to be difficult. If you go through this hell, as I would like to call it, if you go through this grind, when you actually do it, right, when you get that score, B2 score or C1 score, like myself, it's an amazing feeling. Just, I cannot describe it. It's like great sense of accomplishment. I know I have given you a lot of reality checks and I maintain a cautious tone in my session. Having said all that, let me assure you, it is possible, 100%. It's not an impossible task. You can absolutely do this. You just need to put in the effort. That's all. And I wish you good luck in your journey. Follow my TEF Canada preparation series on YouTube on my channel B Barters. Subscribe it to remain updated. And if you have any questions, let me know. Write to me. I have given my contact details on my channel. Merci beaucoup et bonne chance.